an indigo child? Do you even have a clue as to what I'm asking you? Probably not, but I'm going to tell you. Because in today's world of mystery, myth, and a whole lot of confusion, indigo kids might be our last best hope for a decent future. If they even exist at all, and a lot of people believe they do. And this ain't your mama's abnormal conspiracy theory, by the way. So let's get talking. What is an indigo child? The actual term indigo children was first used by Nancy Ann Tapp back in the 1970s, a parapsychologist who believed she inherited synesthesia from her grandmother. What synesthesia simply means is that one might associate colors with certain letters and numbers. Nancy Ann Tapp also considered herself psychic and claimed that she noticed during the 60s and 70s that a lot of babies being born had a new blue aura. Now, an aura, or your life force, was first made popular by Charles Leadbeater back in 1910. To wrap this quick explanation up, if you're doubting this, thinking it's all hogwash, know that there is evidence that people with synesthesia are able to see auras. But what does having a blue aura mean exactly? Does it give you superpowers? Are these children mutants? And if they're being born back in the 60s and 70s, where are they now? And I'm going to answer all these assorted questions, because I know you got to know, don't you? From a basic perspective, a person's aura reflects their personality, and a blue aura has always been associated with being spiritual, being intuitive, and being a free thinker. So we can assign all these basic personality traits to indigo children, which right off the bat means they're closer to God, smarter, and more open to new possibilities than those with other colored auras. Leastways, that's what common sense would dictate. But apparently they have a lot of other traits as well. Truth is, a lot of the characteristics and traits attributed to indigo children can be applied to most people. I myself, I'm a bit headstrong, and according to my wife, that means I'm being stubborn. I'm also somewhat creative, and I am prone to addiction. But I was born way back in the Stone Age, so I must be some kind of anomaly. 'Cause just about everything on this list describes me as a human being. But this isn't about me, it's about kids being born with blue auras, and I'd like to know what kind of career paths they chose as adults. Because remember, this all started back in the 60s and 70s. They'd certainly all be established adults by now, right? And if their purpose is to help the world or usher in a new age of humanity, well, it ain't working, is it? Then again, in researching this, I come across what's known as crystal children. They're a lot like indigo children, but they have super strong psychic abilities. But as far as I can tell, they have no aura. Crystal children were born during the 90s, and their job is to lead the world to peace, unity, and understanding. Again, crystal kids born back then would be in their mid-20s today. But from what I see of our youth, most of them had crystal meth heads as parents. Yeah, that's just a mean damn joke, and I'm going to apologize for it. Of course, we still have hope for the salvation of humanity. After all, we still got star children. You know, those kids who have alien parents. As in aliens from Mexico or another elsewhere planet. Now, the only thing I got left to say here is if there's any truth to anyone out there, God or aliens, that want to lead us down a glorious path to a golden age of humanity, don't send no damn kids to get the job done. Just come yourself and lend a hand, because we need all the help we can get. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, especially if you got this far. You know, I don't know what the whole deal is with indigo children and star children and crystal children. I don't know where all that shit comes from. I really don't. I don't necessarily disbelieve it, but I don't necessarily believe it either. The whole point of this, it's about somebody giving our children superpowers to make our futures better and brighter. And that aspect of it, I think, is just bullshit. There's nothing to indicate that anybody's giving anything to our kids except a bunch of well, I ain't going there. So it is what it is, but like I alluded to at the very tail end, I mean, if something is going on, it ain't working. Somebody ain't doing it right. So I don't know. So I will leave it at that, and I will say that our future, if it's going to be bright, is not dependent upon star children or blah, 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 I can't even think, indigo kids or crystal kids or anybody else. It's going to be dependent upon you. I'll leave it at that.